Hi everyone, it's me, Marie Blue Angel. I am back again with another part of Obscura. Last time we got the help of Cirrus um, to acquire some lunar ichor. And by his help, this just means that he will try to help us find some papers that was left by a priest of this church. And these papers were described as having like a what do you call that, like a recipe for making lunar ichor, but there's no guarantees that the lunar ichor will actually be viable. um and also unsettlingly, um Cirrus is just offering help out of nowhere, which as I've mentioned before, I do not trust this man. um but we'll have to see what happens as we continue on this route. I'm very curious. Also, very something that was notable from last time was that we met one of the not the last, one of the other love interests, who was only described as a fancy-looking stranger. And I'm very curious about this fancy-looking stranger since the interaction was pretty short, and we didn't even learn their name. So let's hope that we will run into the fancy looking stranger this time around so we can get more information. That would be quite nice. But yes, let's just get into it. Hi, this is Marie Blue Angel while editing. And so I just wanted to put the warning for Cirrus's route here. Anyone who just wants to avoid spoilers at all, just skip for the next like 30 seconds or so. But for those who may want this warning, I will play. I'll click it right now, and so you can see. And you can pause the video and read through it. So this is Cirrus's route. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of 8 things, 8 content warnings. So beware. And also, these are all spoilers. So I just want to put that out there before you continue on, because you have the choice to continue watching or not. But yes, regardless of if you continue watching or not, I hope that you have a good rest of your day and that you are okay after all of this if you do watch it. But okay. That's all I want to say, and I'll get back to the video. Bye! That same church is empty. The next day, I step inside. There's nothing but the echoes of my own calls for Cirrus, and the flicker of the candles around the statue. For a while, I simply wait in front of the altar. Also, side note, when I was loading this, my save here, it just, it says Cirrus route, unsettling, and I'm concerned, again. So, as I mentioned earlier, who knows what's going to happen here? 5 minutes turn into 10, which turn into 20. At this point, I'm pacing around the candles, wondering where he is. Didn't he say he might have some information today? Maybe he's late? That's what I would think. Maybe he's in search of information. And he's late? Curiosity and boredom take me to the back of the church, where I've seen ornate doorways lead to who knows where. Maybe they're his chambers? That's when I hear it. The muffled shouts. The left door is slightly ajar, and as I peek it, as discreetly as I can muster, I finally catch a glimpse of Cirrus. And he's not alone. Ugh. I'm scared. Also, this doesn't look great. Also, okay, I will admit that, like, initially I find, like, Cirrus's, like, character design very, like, fun and aesthetically pleasing to look at. But, like, that has decreased over the time I've been playing this. And that's fine. That just leads for me not to, like, trust him even more. And also the facial expressions were done really well, where I just don't trust this man. So I will reiterate that point every so often, that I do not trust this man. There's a strained tension in the air, one far more prominent than yesterday, and it dawns upon me, and that as I lean further against the wall, that he's genuinely angry. The usually smooth, silken tone of his voice is raised towards the person in front of him. I don't know who it is, but they have their hands raised defensively, and their own words come out with much difficulty. Do better. I promise, please. Just give me time. That is not good enough. The venomous hiss makes me jump. I never expected to hear this kind of anger coming from a priest of all people, on holy ground no less. I can't speed up the process. Not anymore. They'll be on to me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Show me that you're sorry. I'm scared. I don't. A shiver runs down my spine. What is happening right now? Cirrus expectantly hands the person in front of him something that gleams in the candlelight, pale and deathly. It's a blade. Oh my gosh. My body immediately tenses at the sight, and my heartbeat skyrockets. I have to do something. Is it even safe to interfere? Shit. What do I do? Interfere? I'm gonna interfere! I'm sorry, I forgot the time thing. I'm sorry! I'm sorry. I am probably yelling. Have to interfere. Maybe this is the bad end with Cirrus? Who knows? Who cares? If it gets me off this route, then sure. And then maybe one day I'll play it where I just don't do anything. But also, the timing aspect, I forgot about it. What was I supposed to do? Was either supposed to interfere, confront him when it's done, or walk away. And the last two just don't seem like great options in general either. Well, I don't know what this person is doing, but the stranger does not look like they're happy either. So, hold on, let's continue the story. I did not save there, so let's see what happens. Wait, Cirrus! My body moves out into the open before common sense can stop me. Both of them immediately whip around and taken out of their moment, and as the other person raises their knife with trembling hands, I've realized I've messed up. Wait. Drop it. The clatter of metal on the ground makes me exhale in relief, but not for long. Cirrus steps around the trembling figure, then slowly makes his way towards me. My star. He starts, mouth set into a frown. My first instinct is to step back, fearing the consequences, but my morals are stronger and keep me rooted in place. What is going on here? Why? I don't have the context, but I'm filled with a bitter sting of betrayal nonetheless. How could someone as seemingly kind as him just turn around and take advantage of someone so clearly out of it? Why are you threatening this person? What even? Blue. Cirrus's voice turns back to the warm, comforting one I've always heard. But right now, I don't know if I trust it. I don't trust it. Well, you were also late. Okay, I mean, technically, maybe we didn't set a time to meet the next day, but I was looking for you. You shouldn't be here, my star. I am simply taking care of some sensitive matters. You have to understand. Sensitive matters? Really? You gave him a knife. One that he was going to use on himself. On himself. He pauses. I think you have the wrong idea. What I gave him was not a weapon, but a ritual dagger, one used in the elaborate dances and rituals of repentance. I'm left utterly speechless. I stare at Cirrus, then back at the trembling person. When I ask them if it's true, they nod. Uh, think I should leave. I think you're staying right where you are. Why would you? Why would you? I don't trust this man. Okay. I'm making a lot. I'm just like reacting a lot because this is crazy. When I gaze back up at the priest, he's smiling in a way that gives me chills. Leave for now. We'll continue this later. He dismisses the shivering person without so much as a glance in their direction. They immediately obey and scuttle off. Okay, you say it's a ritual dagger, but like, couldn't that person still use it on themselves? Then the door shuts behind us, and when I ask why Cirrus is locking it, he gives me no answer. I'm scared. He tucks the key away in a pocket, and with that, there's no way out. When I refuse to look up at him, his fingers grasp my chin with surprising strength and force me to meet his masked gaze. Do you make it a habit of snooping around and eavesdropping like this? Usually I don't have to, but then I heard shouting. You poor thing. His smile twists cruelly. If you could see me right now, I literally have my left hand on, like, covering, like, not really the screen, but, like, it's, like, held at my temple right now. My, like, fingertips. I did keep you waiting for quite a while. Did you miss me? Sorry. These are not the answers or questions I want to be hearing in this moment. I'm not sure what's making my heart race faster right now. The adrenaline or the fact that he's so close. No matter. I'm going to teach you some manners. Listening in on important conversations is very, very naughty. There was shouting! I think this is justified in interfering, but now I don't know what this is going to do. He steps even closer, completely suffocating me with his presence. Have you ever been punished before, my star? What? Punishment? Yes, I'll think of something adequate for a little eavesdropper like you. Of course, since it is your first infraction, I'll go easy on you. But penance is of utmost importance down here, and I think you'd best keep that soul of yours unblemished. I feel something inside me shiver at the thought. His words sound like the most delicious promise, one that I'm all too happy to help fulfill. Why? Blue! Is there hypnosis going on? Like a trance-like state that you just accept things that this man says? That's my theory. One of my theories right now. Yes, I'm... Hush, little star. As much as I enjoy the sound of your voice, you really do talk too much. Oh, I don't like that. Oh. What do you mean, talk too much? He takes a step back, finally allowing me a bit of personal space. Then he immediately turns around and makes his way to the minimalist wooden shelves in the corner of his room. There's barely anything in here, save for sleeping arrangements and some storage. His shelves, on the other hand, are crammed full of jewelry, books, and small, neatly labeled vials. It's the vials he's aiming for, as a long digit reaches out to brush over one of their corks. I'm wary of his every move, and when Cirrus is back in front of me, 2 of the mysterious vials in hand, I tense up. I'm aware that the situation may have you a little on edge, but I need you to trust that this is for your own good. For my own good? Oh my gosh. I don't... I'm scared. I'm actually like really... I will get like this while playing games like this. Okay. It's fine. His expression falls, and in that moment, I wish I could see his eyes. What would I find if I looked deep within? But the more I think about it, the less I understand. Please. For the first time I hear him beg me. It is a completely alien feeling. What do you have there? I try my hardest to keep my voice neutral as I ask. Cirrus pops one of the vials open with nimble fingers, releasing a sudden waft of strong honey-like aroma, cloyingly sweet, almost coating the back of my throat from the smell alone. I think we're staring at each other now. The intensity of it makes my hair stand on end. Raise your mask and open your mouth. An unknown substance? What are you gonna do? Shh, don't. How am I supposed to get out of this room? If I don't, then will he give me something stronger? Sorry, I don't know. I'm sure if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, don't do it, or yeah, do it, like, just, I mean, I know at the end of the day, this is just a story. It's just a story. But I don't like it. It's scary. I mean, I do like it, and it's fun, but I'm scared right now, I guess. Let's just obey, because that's how I've been playing it so far, even though I do not trust myself. With this man, I do not trust. Actually. I hardly understand myself right now. I may as well have asked one of the thieves to watch over my purse. But something tells me Cirrus doesn't want to kill me. No, if he did, he would have done so earlier. His intentions, although I fail to understand them, are not evil. So I undo the clasp of my mask, then tilt my head back, lips parted. Perfect. So very perfect. Such an obedient little thing. Am I supposed to not be obedient? I just don't know what the other outcome would be if I, like, realistically, if I didn't obey this man. And I agree with the main character that he doesn't seem like he wants to kill me, because then, like, what's the point? In terms of, like, it's more useful to have someone who's going to obey you and be useful to you as a pawn or a tool, rather than someone who's dead. He approaches, and the first trickle of liquid hits my tongue. The nectar is just as thick as the initial smell, but now that it runs over my taste buds, I'm overwhelmed by the flowery, syrupy aftertaste. I feel it sticking to my lips like a glaze, and when he continues pouring, it trickles down my chin. What even is this? It doesn't taste bad, but... Something feels off. As the liquid settles in my stomach, I feel strangely aware. Aware of everything. The way my nails scrape over the skin of my palm, the way my chest expands with every new breath, the fragrance of the incense and how it clouds my mind. I promise you, it's just temporary, so it's sense-enhancing. For what purpose, though? He speaks in a soothing, measured way. What's temporary? Cirrus's hand rests on my shoulder, and while I feel every single digit through the cloth, the sensation of him trailing those fingers down the length of my arm should just elicit a small shiver. Ugh. Are you Is this man torturing me right now? Is this man actually doing this? Wow. Okay. I mean, not okay, but okay. Instead, it feels like a sharp, cold wave that borders on actual pain, taking me entirely off guard. Ugh. My breath catches in my throat, and even that feels like an overload of sensation, like claws digging around my lungs. This. Look at him! He looks so mischievous in this pose. I dislike him right now. I really do. There's affection lingering under the cruel curve of his lips, and it takes everything in my power to not make any sudden moves. Now, the sooner you complete your task, the better. You'll see. It's not too difficult, and the lunar god will be so very pleased with you. Could I have avoided this if I didn't interfere? But was that... I still believe that was the right choice to interfere. But now, the main character is suffering the consequences. He's taking his time, walking in slow circles around me, observing me. You're going to do so wonderfully. I notice amidst my panic that the second vial in his hand contains uncooked rice. But why? Are you going to have her eat it? Like a bunch of rice? Or like, you're gonna step on it and it's gonna be like, oh, like, what do you call that? Like very sharp rocks? Oh my gosh. His thumb pries the cork off the top, and with a tilt of the wrist, he empties the contents of the vial, showering the wooden floors in tiny pale grains. I hate that I feel afraid to ask what it's for. Same. Knees. He whispers, and I know it's not an order I can defy. But the moment my knees reach the floor, the rice digs into my skin, and I instantly understand. My legs feel like they're on fire. The individual grains push further into my knees, and with a muffled curse, I try adjusting my position. What the fuck is this? Just as I shift to look up, the sight of Cirrus holding an actual leather flogger makes me release a strangled sound I didn't know I was capable of making. Oh my... Uh-huh. No. No, no. Easy. There, easy. You're going to do it yourself, so it won't be so bad. After all, you're the one who must repent. I take a deep, careful breath. What if I refuse? Cirrus chuckles, but it's devoid of form. Then I suppose I'll have to take matters into my own hands. Can't have my little star ruining her chances. I mean, do it yourself! Okay. I want to obey, it's what feels best. I mean, I just think it's better than this man doing it with a leather flogger. I'm honestly I know this game. Wait, I think, hold on, I'm gonna see. Hold on, let's just touch just for a second. Okay, so this is the safe word screen. I just need some peace and calm because that, I mean, it hasn't even happened yet. But here, welcome to the after scare screen. This is your safe place, a calm, judgment-free zone. It will always be accessible to you. There's options for you, several options for you here, so take a deep breath and select what feels best. How is the main character? Girl, are you okay? Hey, it's okay. It's just us two now. There's nobody to bother us here. You don't need to worry about them anymore. The bad men are gone. Also, I'm completely safe. Always was and always will be. Same as you. Nobody will hurt you here. Honestly, okay. Maybe I'm panicking. I just want to relax for a while. That's what I'm here for. Okay. I mean, I don't think I'll be here long, and I'll probably just cut it if I am here long. We just need a break. I do like that this is a part of the game. But Blue, I don't want this man to hurt you. Yeah, times are pretty tough in the underworld. You're handling it like a champ. Oh, words of affirmation. I love to see it. Ultimately, this is meant to be an exciting experience, but it's completely fine if it ever becomes too much. I never want to see you hurt because of a scene or specific content. If any kind of content is triggering or becomes overwhelming, it's fine to click away. There's no shame in that. Before I let you go, promise me you'll take care of yourself. I mean, I promise. I'm just worried about you, Blue. Like, actually. Yes, I'll do it for little old you. Yes. Bye, Blue. Okay. That's nice. I just wanted to check it out. I think I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay. But that is a nice feature to have in the game. And if that means going through with some questionable things and suffering physical pain, I want it. I want it all. I'll do it. Please allow me. I think my answer semi-stunned him into silence, at least until the grin returns to his face full force. Are you blushing? I don't like that. You're such a lovely little one, aren't you? I mean, fun to see CG in the sense that, like, fun. But I don't like the situation. I just want to get it over with. I reached up for Cirrus's flogger, instantly feeling the weight of it in my hand. It's real black leather, braided around the handle for grip, extending into a dozen thin tails. Even just feeling it brush against my fingertips makes me shiver. The effects of the nectar have fully settled in at this point. Yeah, also, sorry, I just remember the effects of the nectar. This is gonna be really, like, it would hurt anyways, like, without this. How about you start with 10? Doesn't matter where, as long as you can use your strength as normal. He pauses. But don't hit any organs. The back is a relatively safe spot to start. Honey, that you're thinking about safety right now. Cirrus's masked expression tells me everything I need to know. His patience is running dry. But it's the only thing keeping me sane while I contemplate the idea of inflicting immense pain on my own self. I'm dragging the time out. Surely it won't be so bad. I just have to muster up the courage. It's going to be bad. As soon as my palm stops shaking. Fuck. With a decisive grip, I move the flogger into position in front of myself, and then I fling it over my shoulder for the tails to reach a spot on my upper back. Oof. Oh, blue. The sudden onslaught of pain makes me gasp, and I instantly drop the tool to steel myself and control my breathing. The impact lingers for a while, rippling over the skin in burning, painful waves. Shh. Don't swear before our god. Okay. This man instantly chastises me before I can say more, and watches me from above with poorly concealed glee. That's one. Only 9 more to go. It takes everything to even pick the flogger back up, with now that hit affected me. But I can't stop now. I go for another hit, willing it to land a little lower than earlier. When it doesn't, and the lashings hit the previous spot, I double over again, whimpering into my cloak. I already feel myself breaking into a cold, clammy sweat. Oh dear. His grin is nothing short of sadistic. That must have hurt you, poor thing. I don't even know if I can do all 10 without passing out at this rate. Waiting until the pain ebbs away before going for the next hit takes progressively longer, and every time I can feel the priest's impatience growing. He's encouraging me to keep going. I can't. Yes, you can. The pain is all in your head, little star. It's all for the greater good. The pain will cleanse you ever so deeply, from head to toe. I promise you're going to feel so much better afterwards. You'll feel so good. His voice is sickeningly sweet, stating my mind with hypnotic suggestions that leave me dizzy. See? Mentions of hypnosis. That at least has to be partially what's going on here. I brace myself for another self-inflicted hit, and this time I collapse, breath ragged. I can see my hands shaking in front of me, despite my blurring vision. It doesn't take long for me to realize it's tears. Harder. I know you can go just a little harder for me. Come now. Ugh. His tongue sweeps across his lips to wet them, and in that moment I think that he doesn't look nor sound like a priest. But I keep that to myself as I raise my hand for the final time, and when the impact lands between my shoulder blades, I succumb. Sorry, I can't read. This is just the final hit. I succumb to the darkness. Yep. My sense is numb. Finally, it's the sweet release. So good I could keep crying. And then I pass out. By the time I come to, I'm surrounded by the smell of cotton and feel something warm and soft on my arm. It's just the right lukewarm temperature, something like a damp cloth, gently dabbing away the sweat and grime on my skin. I keep my eyes closed, fearing it might stop if I happen to open my eyes. The cloth is removed, and I hear the sound of water dripping. When the sensation returns to my other arm, I almost exhale in relief. It feels so comforting that I'm tempted to drift off again. It's when the cloth runs up the side of my neck that my breathing hitches. Are you awake, little star? Darn. I decide not to respond. His thumb crawls up to rest over the edge of my ear, and with a deliberately slow, ghostly touch, he runs it around the shell until he reaches the lobe and gives it a pinch that makes something inside me tinkle. Your body is betraying you. Open your eyes, Blue. Talk about playing dirty. That was a lot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a lot. Thoughts about Cirrus, everyone? This is so crazy. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Oh my goodness. I shift on the mattress underneath me. Do all priests make it a habit to fondle their visitors during their sleep? Mouthy from the moment you wake, I see. I bite back a response and take a moment to reassess my situation. The effects of the syrup have long since worn off, though I'm left with a little sensitivity sparking up here and there. Do you want some water? His sudden kindness surprises me, this time, and I nod in response. I hadn't realized how parched I really am. Wait here. Cirrus quickly makes his way out of the room, leaving me alone and disoriented. I need time to organize my thoughts. About that punishment, for example. After all, I now know for certain what kind of person Cirrus is. I need to deal with this to get the ichor. The structure of the ritual was comforting. It was very enjoyable. And let me say that if that was comforting or enjoyable to you, that is for you, and I am respecting that. If anyone wanted to guess what my response to this would be, just based on what I was saying earlier and when all of that was happening, it would have to be number one. I mean, it would probably be stronger than number one in the sense that, like, maybe I would have to rethink situation. But it is true that Blue still needs to get lunar ichor, and that is what is happening. So I'm going to go with I need to deal with this to get the ichor. I don't have a choice in this. I mean, we're on this route, so maybe we don't. It's a disgusting situation I found myself in, and there's no chance of wiggling myself out of it now. Not when it's my only lead. I don't care what I have to go through, as long as I make it out alive and fractum free by the end of it. I want to know more about the fractum anima. I'm not sure what that means. This mad priest won't break me, and I'll make goddamn sure of it. I lower my hood while he's gone, allowing myself just a little freedom to move. I'm tempted to remove my mask, but it doesn't feel like the right time. I can't show Cirrus more of my face. My head is still swimming as more questions continue to pop up, one after the other. I doubt that all followers of the lunar god engage in this kind of behavior, unless the underground is a fair bit kinkier than I anticipated. Actually, not very surprising. But that still begs the question of why Cirrus is having me undergo this. Yes, Blue, this is a great question. Why? Personal satisfaction? A genuine desire to follow some obscure commandments? Questionable morals? Before I can come to any kind of conclusion, he's back with a tray, carrying a pitcher of fresh water and what looks like chocolate? Correct. He hands me the little tray and I inspect the contents. This better not be spiked again. It won't be, unless you give me a reason to, little star. That is not comforting to hear. I do not care if it is a joke. but I think you were serious. I'm not sure if he's joking or not. Reassuring. I take a swig of water, letting it soothe the back of my throat before I reach for the square of chocolate. It's dark, with an uneven surface. When I bite into it, I'm surprised by the hint of lavender and Earl Grey that melts into my mouth. Little grains are spread throughout the chocolate, and with each bite, they release a burst of flavor. Volunteers sometimes come help with food, and on the good days, there's leftovers. Could get used to this. We sit in silence for a while until I set the platter aside and shuffle into a better position against the headboard. How is your back feeling? This man just asks, like nothing happened. It's okay. No thanks to you, of course. I'm having a hard time gauging his reaction. Yeah, same here. Then his lips tug into another, calmer smile. It's my duty to make sure you're all right. That being said, I have a question for you. Do you need any more aftercare, Blue? Huh. Can I leave? I don't want a hug from this man. I mean, I want more. I want more water. Or a drink. I don't know. I don't know. What do these choices mean? It's just whatever it is. That's great. It's a little chilly here. I see. I'll go fetch you something. He's gone for a while again, allowing me even more time to wonder as to why he's being this kind. I can't forget his expression just a while ago. I don't think I ever will. When Cirrus comes back with a mug of chamomile tea, I sip in silence. I usually take mine with honey, but this time I'm grateful he's chosen not to add any. I don't think I'd be able to stomach it just yet. At least, I feel it warm me from the inside, and my muscles relax for the first time in a while. Better? Yeah. Okay, I'm fine. Before I forget, my star, I've got some news regarding the notes. This makes me sit up straighter, in attention. Really? Indeed, I'll be sending out someone tomorrow, and if all goes well, they'll be back with positive news. Can't we just go there ourselves? I'm not sure that's a good idea. Why? I think you should head home for the day. His words leave me confused. Why did his mood suddenly change? Maybe I should. His curt demeanor kind of stings, though I'm unsure if it's because he's withholding information or because he's kicking me out. While I get up and ensure I have all my belongings on me, Cirrus waits in tense silence. But I want answers. So, when are you going to be honest with me? His lips pull into a thin line, clearly not in the mood for questions. I have not been honest with me whatsoever, Cirrus. I'm trusting you with my life here. But you can't even be asked to give me a straight answer. Irritation starts to fuel my words. No, instead of that, you're just pulling me along whatever way you like, without any consideration. Just when I'm about to say more, he turns toward me completely, with all trace of annoyance vanished. You're not ready for the honest truth. His words feel like a slap across the face. What? There's so much more at play here than you realize, Blue, and you know nothing of it. Someone who's been here for so little time couldn't possibly hope to understand yet. My mind is racing. There's so many words I want to hurl back at him, but none of them come out. Instead, I take a deep breath. You're full of shit. Go home. We'll talk once you've calmed down. He unlocks the door for me, and I don't waste a second before storming out. I'm tired. A part of me wants to run and never see him again, thinking maybe it'll be easier on my own. But I'm stubborn, and I'll do everything to get what I want. Eventually, Cirrus will understand that. That's it? Neutral end. You won't give up. Oh. Okay, rotten raccoons. Okay. So, while the credits are going, okay, I love, yes, ooh, all these artwork, the writing, the GUI. Yeah, okay, so I won't give up, but that doesn't do anything for me. In the sense that I'm... Thank you for playing Obscura. We're really happy to deliver you this new story, and this time expect more to come soon. Stay tuned. Okay. So I'm not really one to find out all the endings here, or I've decided that on this channel that I don't really want to have to look for all the endings. If I'm really curious, I may come back, but that'll involve a lot of like skipping through scenes and just making the crucial choices at those times when I'm supposed to make choices. But yeah, Cirrus chapter 1. Don't know how that's going to continue. Chapter 1.5, I need to see how I can find that. But yeah, I don't know. Let me check in the extras. What does this mean? Conviction. So, okay. Cirrus's route has five endings. Yeah. So that means there are 4 other endings I could get. This was the one, this is the CG from ending 5, or 4 rather, for Cirrus. Okay. Okay. Cool. That was a lot. Thank you for joining me and going through all of that. Hopefully anyone who's watching that is also okay. I will probably put a note at the beginning. I'll edit this and I'll put a note at the beginning if anyone doesn't really want to watch this because of the heavy themes, serious themes and all that and the content. So yeah, I think that I'll just come back for another part, but I definitely just want to move. I have to decide if I just want to move on, and I'll try again with Cirrus's round, make a couple other decisions just to see if I can get one more ending. And then depending on what that looks like, I'll move on to a different love interest. For example, the fancy looking one. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you are doing all right. And even though that was quite the story so far for chapter 1 of this game, I'm very curious to see what will happen as we continue. So yeah, stay tuned for the next part, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!